Hello friends, in this lecture we will continue with our discussion on retirement of a partner. So far we have discussed a few topics. Number one, we discussed about new profit sharing ratio, right? And second, we discussed about the gaining ratio, right? Now in this lecture, we're going to start with treatment of goodwill in case of retirement of a partner. See, first of all, what is goodwill? We have been studying goodwill for the last three chapters. So what is a goodwill? Goodwill is reputation. Goodwill is reputation earned by business over a period of time. Right? Isn't it? Goodwill is the reputation of the business that has been earned over a period of time by the hard work of all the partners. Right? Let's take an example. There are three friends, A, B and C. They started business on 1/4/2010. Right? And today we are sitting on 1/4/2016. During these 6 years, they earned a good reputation in the market. During these 6 years, these partners worked hard. By working hard, they earned a good reputation in the market. Right? And what is the result of a good reputation? If you have a good reputation in the market, you will earn higher profits. Right? So these three friends started the business on 1st of April 2010, and today we are sitting on 1st of April 2016. If we analyze the last 6 years, these three friends worked really hard and they earned a good reputation in the market. Because of this good reputation, they are earning a good amount of profits. Their profits are increasing every year because of their reputation. Now, what happens on 1/4/16? One of the friends, say B, he decides to leave the partnership firm. B retires from partnership. Okay? So it was decided that B will leave the partnership firm and A and C will continue to be the partners. Right? Now you will say, what is the role of goodwill in this? Sir, during the last 6 years, that those 6 years were the reputation building periods. Isn't it? And B was a part of those reputation building period. B was a part of this reputation building period, a period of 6 years. Because of this period, they are increasing their profits. But in future, this increase in profits is going to be enjoyed by only A and C. The hard work is done by B also, but its fruit will be enjoyed by A and C in future, isn't it? The B also did all the hard work to earn a good reputation for the firm in the market. But now, as the B is retiring from partnership, the fruit of that hard work, the hard work of B also, the fruit of that will be enjoyed by A and C in future. So for that, A and C must compensate B for the hard work he has done to gain a good reputation in the market. Write down. A and C must compensate whom? The retiring partner, that is B, for the hard work that B has done to earn a good reputation in the market, the fruit of which, fruit means higher profits, the fruit of which is going to be enjoyed by A and C in future. Right? B also worked hard to earn a good reputation, a good name for the firm. And now, as the B is retiring, the fruit of that hard work will be enjoyed by the remaining partners. So the remaining partners must compensate the retiring partner for the hard work that he has done to earn a good reputation in the market. Because of that good reputation, the remaining partners will enjoy a good amount of profits. Clear, friends? So this is the role of goodwill in case of retirement of a partner, that the remaining partners must compensate the retiring partner. Okay. So what will be the amount of compensation? Amount of compensation will be total goodwill of firm multiplied by share of retiring partner. Right? So that much they are liable to compensate to the retiring partner. What is going to be the journal entry? The remaining partners are going to compensate, going to pay the retiring partner. So the remaining partners' capital accounts will be debited. I'll say remaining partners' capital account debit to retiring partners' capital account. Right? Now, in which ratio the remaining partners are going to distribute this goodwill among themselves? Remember, in the case of admission of a partner, when the new partner compensates the old partners distribute that goodwill in their sacrificing ratio. In this case, the remaining partners are going to compensate the retiring partner in gaining ratio. Okay, the ratio in which they are gaining the share of the retiring partner, in that ratio they will compensate to the retiring partner. Is that clear, friends? This is the role of goodwill in case of the retirement of a partner that the remaining partners must compensate the retiring partner for the hard work that the retiring partner has put in to earn a good reputation for the firm. Because of this good reputation, the firm will be earning the higher profits in the future, and those profits will be enjoyed by the remaining partners. So the remaining partners must compensate the retiring partner. What will be the amount of compensation? That will be the total goodwill of firm multiplied by share of retiring partner. And the journal entry will be the remaining partners' capital accounts will be debited, right? And the retiring partner's capital account will be credited. Okay. Similarly, if there is any existing goodwill, appearing in books, right? If there is any existing goodwill appearing in the books on the date of retirement, that goodwill is first to be written off among all the partners. All the partner means even the retiring partner. Because that goodwill belongs to a period when the retiring partner was also a part of partnership firm. So it will be all partners capital account debit to goodwill account. We will first of all write off the existing goodwill, then we will compensate the retiring partner. This has to be in old ratio. Clear, friends? Is the concept of goodwill clear? In case of retirement of a partner, that the remaining partners has to compensate the retiring partner. Okay. Let us do a practical problem. See, Surinder, Ramesh, Naresh and Mohan are partners in a firm sharing profits in the ratio of 2:1:2:1. Now, Naresh is retiring. On the retirement of Naresh, goodwill was valued at 72,000. This is the goodwill of the firm. Goodwill of the firm is valued at 72,000. The Surinder, Ramesh and Mohan decided to share the future profits equally. You are required to make adjustment entries for goodwill without opening the goodwill account. Without opening goodwill account means you have to make the adjustment through the partners' capital accounts. Show your workings clearly. Now, let's write down. There are 4 partners: Surinder, Ramesh, Naresh, Mohan. Ramesh, Naresh and Mohan, right? Their old profit sharing ratio is 2:1:2:1. Clear? Out of this, he retires. What is the new profit sharing ratio? 1:1:1. This is given. Surinder, Ramesh and Mohan decided to share future profits equally. So we can calculate the gaining ratio, because we need gaining ratio for goodwill, because the remaining partners will compensate the retiring partner in gaining ratio. And what is the gaining ratio? We discussed in the last lecture also. It is the ratio in which the remaining partners are gaining the share of the retiring partner. This is new share minus old share, because your new share will be more than your old share. So, for Surinder, what is the new share? 1/3. What is the old share? 2/6. So, is he gaining anything? 2 minus 2, nothing. So this is a case that one of the partners is not gaining anything. His share remains as such. Let's see for Ram. His share is 1 by 3 and his old share is 1 by 6. Yes, he is gaining 1/6 share, right? For Mohan, the new share is 1 by 3. The old share is 1 by 6. This will also come to 1 by 6. So what is the gaining ratio? Gaining ratio is 1:1. Clear? Now, what is the total goodwill of firm? Total goodwill of firm. This is given as rupees 72,000. We can calculate the amount of compensation. This is equal to total goodwill multiplied by share of retiring partner. What is the share of retiring partner? See, 2 by 6. What is the total goodwill? 72,000 multiplied by 2 by 6. Clear? This comes to 24,000. Now, can we pass the journal entry? Yes. Who are the partners who are gaining? Is Surinder gaining? No. Is he liable to compensate the retiring partner? Absolutely no. Because he is not gaining anything. Why should he compensate? His old share was 1 by 3. His new share is 1 by 3. He is not gaining anything. He is not liable to compensate the retiring partner. Only those partners who are gaining are liable to compensate the retiring partner. So Ram and Mohan, Ramesh and Mohan are going to compensate equally because the gaining ratio is 1:1. So the entry will be Ramesh account debit, Ramesh capital, okay, Mohan capital account debit, and who is the retiring partner? Naresh. So we will say to Naresh account. What is the amount of compensation? 24,000. And what is the gaining ratio? 1:1. Is that clear, friends? So first of all, in case of goodwill, the first step is to calculate the gaining ratio among the partners and identify who are the gaining partners. Right? Then calculate the amount of compensation that is payable and simply will pass the journal entry. Clear? Shall we do one more practical problem? Okay. X, Y and Z are partners sharing profits in the ratio of 2:3:5. Goodwill is appearing in the books at the value of 50,000. The goodwill is already appearing in the books at 50,000. Clear? X retires and on the day of X retirement, the goodwill is valued at 45,000. Y and Z decided to share the future profits equally. Right? Now, let's write down the facts. X, Y, Z, 2, 3, 5. Okay? There are three partners, X, Y, and Z. They are sharing profits in the ratio of 2:3:5. Who retires? X retires. And Y and Z are going to share. X retires. And Y and Z are going to share the future profits equally. First step, calculate the gaining ratio. This is new share minus old share. So for y, what is the new share? 1 by 2. What is the old share? 3 by 8. So this comes to 4 minus 3. Sorry, not 3 by 8. This is 3 by 10. 10. Right? So this comes to 5. 5 by 5 minus 3 by 10. This comes to 2 by 10. Or I can say 1 by 5. Now for z, what is the new share? 1 by 2. What is the old share? 5 by 10. 5 minus 5, 0. So that means z is not gaining on the retirement of x. It is only the y who is gaining some part of share of profit, not some part. He is gaining the whole of share of x. Z is not gaining anything. So tell me one thing, is Z liable to pay X? No, sir. Because Z is not gaining anything, Z is not liable to pay X anything. The partner who is gaining is only liable to pay the retiring partner. So what is going to be the journal entry? First of all, let's see, there is a goodwill existing in the books at 50,000. We have to write this off first. What is the journal entry for writing off the goodwill? This will be the X capital account debit, Y capital, because existing goodwill is to be written off among all the partners, including the retiring partner. Okay, to goodwill. In which ratio? In old ratio. Goodwill account 50,000. Right? So this will come to 10,000, 15,000 and 25,000. Clear? Now, first of all, let's see the amount of compensation. We haven't seen the amount of compensation. What is the goodwill at the time of retirement? It says on the day of X retirement, the goodwill is valued at 45,000. So what is the goodwill? 45,000. And what is the share of the retiring partner X? 2 by 10. Right? So this comes to rupees 9,000. Now, who is the gaining partner? It is only Y who is gaining. Z is not gaining anything. So only Y will compensate X. So the entry will be Y's capital account debit to the retiring partners, that is X capital account, with rupees 9,000. Is that clear, friends? This is how we are going to treat goodwill. Okay? This is how we are going to treat goodwill. Any existing goodwill we have to write off, and the partners who are gaining in the process of retirement, they are liable to compensate the retiring partner. Is it clear? Okay. Now, let's do one more question, because we have one more good point in that. See, X, Y and Z were partners in a firm sharing profits in the ratio of 3:2:1. Z retired and the new profit sharing ratio between X and Y was 1:2. On the Z's retirement, the goodwill of the firm was valued at 30,000 past the necessary journal entries. You will say, sir, the question is very simple, very similar to the first one. Yes, sir. The question is very, very simple. The only thing is there is one point that you will see when you will solve this question. Let's see. There are three partners, X, Y, and Z. They are sharing profits in the ratio of 3:2:1. Yes. 3:2:1. Now Z retires. The new profit sharing ratio between X and Y is given as 1:2. Right? So what is the first step? Gaining ratio. What is gaining ratio? New share minus old share. So let's see for X, what is the new share? 1/3. What is the old share? 3/6. Right? 6, 2 minus 3. Oh, sir, this is coming negative 1/6. What does that mean? His old share was more than the new share. That means there is a loss to X after the retirement of Z. Let's see for Y. This is the point that I wanted to discuss. 2/3. Old share 2/6. So this will come to 4 minus 2, 2/6, 1/3. Okay. What is the total goodwill given? Total goodwill is 30,000. We'll calculate amount of compensation. This is 30,000 multiplied by what is the share of the retiring partner? 1/6. Clear? This comes to rupees 5,000. Now the important point here is that one of the partner is sacrificing. The partner X is sacrificing at the time of retirement of Z. So is he also liable to be compensated by Y? Yes, sir. If at the time of retirement, if any of the remaining partners is sacrificing, then he is liable to be compensated by the gaining partner. Now what will be the amount of compensation to be paid to X? This is 30,000 multiplied by the share of loss. This is 1/6 rupees 5,000. So that means the gaining partner Y will compensate two people, that is X, who is the sacrificing partner, and Z, who is the retiring partner. So we can pass the journal entry very easily. We'll say Y's capital account debit to Z's capital account, who is the retiring partner, and to X capital account, who is the sacrificing partner. What is the amount? 5,000 and 5,000. The total comes to 10,000. Clear? So this is the point. Make a note here now of this point. In case of retirement, if any of the remaining partners is also sacrificing, then he is liable then he must be compensated. He must also be compensated by the gaining partners. Clear? So this was one point, that in case of retirement, if any of the remaining partners is also sacrificing, then he must also be compensated by the gaining partners along with the retiring partner. This was one point why I discussed this question. Right? So I really hope that the concept of goodwill in case of retirement of a partner is clear. In the next lecture, we are going to discuss one small topic, that is hidden goodwill. We'll do one practical problem on goodwill, then we will discuss hidden goodwill. Right? So that's all for this lecture, friends. Thank you so much.